My dad, from the beginning, was basically one of the rocks of our family. And he had to work a couple different jobs to try to support our eating habits because, with four young boys that could probably groceries in a week, he had to work a whole lot to make sure that we had food in the house, and he did whatever he needed to do. But the part that I think that was unique about him is that he was teaching us a lot of things as young cats. He would go out and he had a work ethic and he had an education ethic, and both of those were very much included in his training of us. He wasn't going to let us be lazy, and that's for sure. And there were always home assignments. He was very regimented from his military training, so he would put us on a schedule. One day you had the dishes, the other day you had to take the garbage out. There were different things you had to do, and if you didn't do them, there was repercussions that would occur if that didn't happen. I can remember a night that my brother, and at the time I think we probably were about 8 or 9 years old, and his assignment was to take out the garbage. Well, he had come home, my brother had come home and decided he wasn't going to take out the garbage, and my dad was still working his second job, so he wasn't home yet. And it was a cold night, probably I'd say in the low, somewhere around 8 or 9 degrees out, if not lower, and nice snowstorm had come through. And so when my dad got home, he had this paddle that he had on the other side of the wall, and it was his fraternity paddle, and he didn't have no other use for it, so he used it on us when we got out of line. So I can hear him coming in the house, and I can hear in the kitchen, he's saying, well, who was supposed to take out the garbage? And, I think my mom had to give up my brother, and it was my brother Keith. And I could hear my dad on the other side of that wall, because there was a closet on the other side of the wall where our room was. I could hear him, and we knew that sound of that paddle. And you could hear him getting that paddle out, and he'd come rolling around the other side to where our room was, and we were in bunk beds. And I'm thinking, oh man, I don't want to go through this. I mean, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be a part of it. So he taps my brother with the paddle. He said, boy, get on up out of that bed and go take that garbage out. And so my brother figured he'd hurt my dad. So he got up, and he was sleeping in his underwear. He got up, didn't put a shirt on, nothing else. Figured he'd just walk outside and take the garbage, okay? And he figured that would hurt my dad. My dad was standing at the door when he walked out. He just slammed the door behind him, went back up to the room. Okay? Stay out there as long as you want, but the bottom line was if he told you to do something, you had to do it. And that was not only with my dad, with my mom. You had to do it, and it was a real good life. I can say that growing up with Norman and Orville Bell, I mean, especially now when I look at how things are today, I actually was given a gift. It was like being I couldn't have had a better set of parents and supporters of anything we wanted to do, anything positive we wanted to do. They were always 100% behind us. They wouldn't let us quit anything. And so that sort of instilled a lot of drive in all my brothers to always be successful, because we knew that even if we failed, we're still going to be okay, but it was more of a problem if we never tried. So they had no problem with us doing a lot of things. So, I mean, growing up in the Bell household and those meals, my mom, she said, one heck. Oh, well, she was equally as bright as my dad. Both of them have master's degrees. I mean, both of them have worked really hard to prove the education component of what they wanted their family to be like. But she was a hard worker too. She was a beautician, and she would, do heads of hair. That's what we called it, heads of hair. And she'd come home and still make sure that we were okay, make sure the dinner was on, and then she'd go back to what she was doing. So she was almost working 2 or 3 jobs because she still had to deal with us a lot. And just one heck of a woman. I mean, the meals were unbelievable. Obviously, as big as I am, I ate pretty good. But she was equal. That's what I'm saying. They made very good partners, and they made very good mentors for 4 young boys, because both of them pushed the same standards. That you needed to be always right and proper and honest with people. Okay, that you needed to pursue your education, and that you basically, needed to be about trying different things and just giving it your best focus.